Recruiter here, the headless headhunter, getting you ahead of your job search by reviewing your resume. And the first resume we have up is a success. So this is a data analyst that submitted like 4 or 5 times to me and it's been on my channel. And they had a literal, it was either 100, it took them 1,000 applications as an international, either 1,000 to 500 to get a single interview. That was their ratio. I helped them over the course of like, I think 2 weeks-ish. And now their new ratio is it takes them 25 applications to get a single interview. So this is a success. Again, the most important thing is the bullet points. The formatting can use a little bit of tweaking. But again, this is a successful resume. I did a meet or eat of it. And yes, I found it. There's a couple of stuff because this is specifically a healthcare data analyst that are a little bit different. But if you want to know why my stuff works or how that it works, this is a success. And they will probably come in and comment this video. They're on the chat right now, so you better comment on this video. But yes, this is a successful resume, not just with formatting. They wanted to double check on the formatting. So by the time this airs, they may actually have a job or at least a final interview. So for data analysts, what we're looking for is degree, industry, SQL, data visualization, Tableau, Power BI, Looker, stakeholders, explaining technical concepts to non-technical stakeholders, how you solve the problem with data, not what the data is. That's a big one. Industry, again, going to change on the industry. In this case, it's healthcare. So for healthcare specifically, there's like HIPAA and HL7. Those are going to be them, but that is healthcare specific. MS Excel, macros, pivot tables, VLOOKUP, Word, Python, R, multiple projects and deadlines, and a bonus for cloud. So I found basically all of that. Is the formatting slightly off? Yes. But again, I'd rather have better bullets than better formatting. So to fix the formatting, there shouldn't be this line in between it. And this, if you notice, this is bullet pointed. So this should be really quick bullet pointed. Then here, again, no line under this. Otherwise, it is good formatting. And utilize, the first one is, I would just put used. Again, not a huge difference of utilized, but I like the word used. Python, good. Excel, good. Macros, pivot tables. To analyze insurance records, this is your industry and what you did. Implementing HL7 rules, again, that is a specific that is a specific to the healthcare industry qualification, so we're adding that. And this tells me what it is. To reduce claims rejections, improve first pass approval rates. Do I know what first pass approval rates are? No, but I do know what claims rejections and stuff are. So, served as a subject matter expert. I'm kind of going back and forth. I don't think this needs to be capitalized. I think you just say served as the subject matter expert on 3 cross-functional projects. Good. Using Jira/Confluence, leading requirement gathering workshops, meeting 100% deadlines, and accelerated our system. This should be past tense. Again, this is very minor. This is not a big deal. I'm not going to like reject it based on this, but we're going from like 25 to 24 ratio. Accelerated system delivery by 3 weeks. Everything, even a current job, needs to be past tense. It just flows better. So past tense is what you want for everything. And then again, like I already have almost everything I need here. You already told me how you solved the data stuff and what you did. Yeah, like optimize SQL queries and Oracle data. I don't know if Oracle is not or EDI is not, but again, maybe this is specific to healthcare. Reducing report generation time for better assessment. Design Power BI dashboards using healthcare. Again, everything I need. Used MS Office and PowerPoint to deliver executive level presentations. This is good. I love this. If anything, I think this should be slightly higher. I think this should probably be your 3rd bullet point. Truthfully, so just switch where those are because it's a little long until you get to stakeholders, and I do like what this is. So I think the 3rd bullet point should just be swapped with the stakeholder one. And then this is also good. And then I don't need to read the rest of it. I have everything I need here. So yeah, that's kind of all minor formatting issues, minor switching up on some of the stuff. And overall, it's a success. Kind of a quick one, but again, this is working. This is why this works. This is why the format, which is easier to read, so I'm able to get further down. This is how you write bullet points. So take notes, everybody. These are good bullet points. They are mostly understandable by laymen. They are easy and quick. They're not super long. They don't have a lot of percentages. The only percentage they have is meeting 100% deadlines. And the flaws with this resume are pretty minor. Again, the minor formatting issues here, minor formatting issues here and here, and everything here should be past tense instead of present tense. But again, those are very little things. This is how you go. In fact, I don't remember the original resume they sent in. I think it was like 5 or 7 episodes ago. That was getting 1,000 to 1. This is getting 25 to 1 of how often. So this is, it works. Good for you. We are going to get you a position. You are interviewing like crazy, and we are very happy for you. So if anybody else needs help, you can obviously submit the resume. You can also join online. I do this live. This is also where they're in chat right now, so I'm going to help them a little bit more after. On twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST. And please like, comment, and subscribe. Helps me out. Let's go to the next resume, and I love seeing successes. I don't like rejecting people. I want to be very clear. I understand I'm a little bit animated, but I don't enjoy rejecting people. I like getting people hired. It's the good part about my job is the successes. So let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of a data no, it's not. It's a data engineer. My brain is completely tired. So this is a data engineer. This person has about 100 to 1 ratio, which isn't great. And so let's see what we can do to fix it. They did not tell me anything else other than data engineer and 100 to 1 ratio, which again is how many applications it takes to get an interview. You can kind of judge how successful your application is based on that. So for a data engineer, we're looking for Python, ETL or ELT, Scala, data, algorithms, SDLC, SQL, big data, cloud. One day I will remove that. Cloud. Ability to manage and communicate data plans to non-technical people, and then anything really with the word data, like data lake, data pipelines, data warehouse. I have hired a data lake person before, so you really do want to mention data lake if you have it, because not a lot of them have it, and the person I actually hired didn't have it on their resume. I had to go back and double check with them, and because I did that, they actually got the position. So let's start the clock. Is the clock up yet? It is not. And go. Oh my gosh, this is hard to read. Again, I can't use anything here. Okay, developing SQL, good. Google BigQuery, I don't know if I need that. I don't need that. Oh my gosh, this actively hurts my eyes. Python is good. Skibbity learn, maybe. AI can be popular. Already ran out of time. Yeah, I already ran out of time. So this is why this is bad. I don't even see your education. It's probably at the bottom. Yeah, so your education needs to be up top. Your formatting is awful. I'm not able to read far because of your formatting. This is specifically why formatting is important, is it lets me read further. So the better your formatting, the further I could read. So this should not be bolded. Nothing here should be bolded. And then, oh, like seriously, this hurts my eyes. I don't see most of the stuff that I'm looking for. So I'm going to have to Control F this. So Python is there, and there I found that. That's good. ETL, I think I saw it in my corner of my eye. No, I don't see any ETL. Again, ETL has to be it has to be in here. So I only see it here, and this doesn't count. Let's do big data. Do I have any big data? No, I don't see it. Again, that little section up there doesn't count. It has to be down here, not up here. Do I have Kafka? No. Again, you put them all here. I can't use this. Do I have data lake? There's a lot of data here, but let's do lake. Nope, no data lake. Maybe it's spelled differently. Nope, data latency. Data pipelines. Yeah, pipelines is good. It's all the way down there. I would not have been able to find it. Warehouse. Yeah, warehouse is solid. But again, how did you... Yeah, I don't see that. So you're missing a couple of things. Not just counting the formatting, which I feel like I have to close my eyes. This really does hurt my head. First off, you're missing a lot of these qualifications. You shoved them all here, which again does not count. I cannot use those. They have to be in the bullet points. And maybe I saw like a little bit of SQL, and that's fine. And I didn't see big data. I didn't see Scala. I didn't see algorithms. I didn't see SDLC. I did see Python. I did not see ELT or ETL. And I didn't see data lake, but I did see pipelines and warehouses. But one of the most important things you're missing is ability to manage and communicate data plans to non-technical people. That is huge. Every single tech person in a job that requires them to explain stuff to non-technical people needs to put that on their resume. You need to show how you can explain what Kafka is to somebody that needs an assistant to turn off their computer. I understand how frustrating that is, but that might be your client. That might be your boss. And what I need to see is that you can handle that without going absolutely insane. So that is why that is important. You filled this with dashboards and testing and maps and Python. Python is good in Arima, and you just don't have what I need. You are writing this for an audience that doesn't exist. You're writing this for a non-technical person. That is what your resume needs to be. Or a person that is technical but only has 20 seconds. So again, I have hired for this stuff. I have specifically gone back with candidates who I thought actually had the qualifications when the managers rejected them and got them hired. That is why I say I'm a good recruiter, because that is what I can do. Not everyone is going to be able to do that. Most people probably won't be able to do that. So please, these are the qualifications. We recruiters do not make these. These are not our decisions. These are the managers. If the manager says that big data and SQL are required, guess what? They are required for the role. So you're not having success because you have nothing I really want, and it's really hard to read as well. I would actually imagine your ratio is less than 1 in 100, or worse than 1 in 100. I guess it would be more. So that's all I can really do for this. You need to fix up basically everything. You would probably be best suited to redo this entire resume, with the exception of, I think, 1 sentence, but even then it's not great. So let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of an I don't know. You can't just tell me software engineer. You have to tell me what type. I have to look up the qualifications beforehand. And a full stack software dev is going to be different than a back-end dev, which is different than a front-end dev, which is different than a back-end Java, back-end Python, or back-end .NET dev. So, and then there also could be stuff like embedded systems software engineers too. So you need to tell me what kind. Oh, and AI engineers. They're all different qualifications. They are a fresher looking for a job constantly, but I'm not getting any after apply to 100 in a day. I just get the regret email. What is the mistake I am? What is the correct form of writing a resume? So first off, this person is out of the country. So I am a US-based recruiter, and sometimes my advice may not translate outside the US. So far it's working, but again, I can't confirm it all the time. But your big problem is you don't specify. Again, if your resume can do it all, you can do nothing. Companies, and I say this as somebody that is potentially hiring for a jack of all trades role, where wear many hats. Companies rarely hire based on being able to do everything. They want to know you can do their specific thing specifically. So in this case, as an example, and I've done a couple of full stacks before, so I'm going to pull up that common list. But you know what? No, let's pull up Python dev, right? This is what I want for a backend Python. Is this different than a full stack in the US? Slightly, yes, even though I understand full stack includes backend. So these are going to be some of the differences. Most of them are the same, but some of them are different. Same with front end. I'd want like Vue and Vue.js and UI, UX, and SEO and PHP, but I don't want that necessarily for full stack. So I'm going to try to figure out what you are in 20 seconds, but, I don't think I'm going to be able to. So let's go. All right. Again, this should be 2 to 3 lines max. I don't need your higher education. I need your higher education. I don't need the whatever. I don't need the high school equivalent. RESTful API and Fast API SQL is good, but I don't know what you are. Excuse me. Backend OOP could be good. Java. There he is. Also, this is a video game, which also really cool. Explore methods generated video game judging. So you made like a roguelite Legend of Zelda? That's actually kind of neat. I would know what that is. They probably wouldn't. But you also mentioned Java down here, and that's it. So I don't know what you are. Like you can see here, these qualifications are different. So what you need to do is to pick different resumes, right? So you should have, in this case, probably 2 to 3 resumes. One for full stack, one for Python, or one for, I guess, Java. I don't even know if you're a Java dev. One for maybe one backend, and then maybe AI. They're all different. They all have different qualifications. So I can't review this more besides the formatting's off, but the formatting in this case, while bad, isn't the deal breaker. The deal breaker is you just don't have what I'm looking for. Again, Git is good, OOP is good, SQL is good, RESTful API is good, but you can't just say full stack. Was it TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, and CSS? I don't know. You didn't tell me. What did you do here? I don't know. There's nothing here I can use besides OOP. Java is great, and Git is good, and nothing else is there. So you need to specify. And getting your first job is always going to be the hardest in your industry, but you need to specify. If your resume is too broad and can do it everything, it'll get rejected 99 times out of 100. And I say that as a person who can and has worked on roles where you need multiple hats. It's very rare. It's a rare thing. Unless you're going for startups usually like you to do that. So unless this is specifically like a startup type resume, but yeah. If it's not, then that's the problem. So that's all I can do for this one. Your problem is your resume has nothing on it that I need because it's not focused, and I need you to focus. Let's go to the next resume. This is a resume review of an AI engineer. The only thing I know is they said their ratio is 150 to 1. Or 150 plus. So this could be 500 applications to one interview or 170 to 1. We don't know. All we know is it's bad. And what we're going to be looking for in an AI engineer is, well, AI, ML, NLP, LLM, maybe ML as well. Sometimes ML is different than AI engineers. It can be confusing. Python, TensorFlow, PyTorch, Cloud, NumPy, R, MATLAB, SDLC, CI/CD, DevOps, and then one of these, which is RAG, ML, LangChain, skibidi-learn, Pandas, or Agentic. You don't need all of them. Usually you just need one of those. And explaining stuff to non-technical people. This is going to be a theme. If you are in a highly tech role, you need to explain it to people that don't understand it. So, can I find it in 20 seconds? Probably not. Let's go. Okay, masters is good. I don't need this. This can't count. Agentic. Okay, good. Actually, it's too specific, weirdly enough. Gemini led a vector database. What? Augments, RAG. I can use Python is good. LangChain. Okay, and then RESTful APIs in Django. And that's all. So I couldn't move forward with this because this is too advanced. I know what agentic AI is. The problem is others may not. And this is too specific. I understand I have it here, but if you notice, I only need one of those, like RAG and Agentic, and you have like most of them. But I don't see just basic AI, right? Like I know this is going to infuriate people, but I just need to see. Oh, here it is. I missed it because of the formatting. I just need to design and deploy an AI agentic environment. Just say AI agentic environment. I understand agentic is AI, but they may not. They may not know that. I actually had to learn what that was relatively recently. And other people may not know, especially if they're hiring their first AI dev. They may not know that stuff. And then I don't see any cloud. I don't see any CI/CD. Again, this doesn't count. Nothing in the skills section counts. I cannot use it. It might as well not exist. And you're formatting. This should not be bolded. This should be one line. This should be deleted. And yeah, again, make it look like this. But your bullet points just don't have enough stuff in it. Do I see any cloud? Let's see if I can find cloud. No. All the way at the bottom. No one's going to get that far down. Let's see, maybe AWS. Nope. All the way at the bottom, no one's going to find it. Let's see, GCP for Google Cloud. Nope. You listed it up there, but it's not in your resume. Maybe you just pronounced it as Google instead. Nope, you don't. You don't. What about Azure? Nope, no Azure. So I don't even see the cloud. I don't even see the Python. Yes, I'm aware that this implies, but guess what? If it's not on your resume, it doesn't exist. A lot of people may not know that. I don't see anything about DevOps, which is kind of sometimes more of a bonus. Again, you list it here, but not there. So this is the biggest problem with the resumes. You just don't show me that you've done it. Because again, if it's here, it doesn't count. I need this stuff in here. So besides the formatting, there's just not enough stuff. That's all I can do for this one. Let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of a data analyst, which I think is pretty good because this means we can compare. The first resume of this video is phenomenal, gets people jobs. I worked on it personally, and it does work. Again, they went from close to 1,000 applications to one interview to one interview every 25 applications as an international student. So you have a very good basis of what a good data analyst resume looks like. And this person is, well, maybe they're not bad. I don't know. I didn't read what they say yet. I'm a fresher who has just started looking for jobs and internships in India. I am not an Indian recruiter. I'm not a recruiter that has worked in India. May not fully translate. I created my first resume and began applying, but I haven't received any responses. Okay. Came across your videos, really need to redo my resume. I am targeting jobs such as data analyst, data scientist, ML engineer, background Python engineer. The resume I submitted was, okay, so these are different resumes. Good. You understand that. Good. The resume I submitted was for a data analyst role, which I have modified a bit. I haven't applied at all the recommendations from your video yet because I was in a hurry. Just want to get a point of view. Okay, so this is first off on that. So again, you want to know what a successful data analyst? First video. Let's see if I can find what I need. As a refresher for everybody, including me, degree, industry, SQL, data visualization, stakeholders, explaining technical concepts to non-technical people, how you solved the problem with data, not what the data is itself. So again, I don't need to know that necessarily you used a hyperbole Rick Sanchez potato farming technique to get 13% of data. I just need to know use data analyst techniques to understand the data and get a point from it. So again, how you use the data, not what you did with the data itself. What the data is used for is what we're looking for. Industry. Again, every industry is going to have slightly different stuff, which is why I try to teach people how to do this, because your qualification list, once you know what you're doing, should be better than mine. Because like you even noticed in the first data analyst resume, they had H17, which on my first review, I actually didn't think was correct. But then I looked at healthcare specifically, and it was. And I just can't be in every industry at every time. I'm in a lot of them. I'm like an octopus. I'm in a lot of places, but not everyone. So Python, R, multiple projects and deadlines, and then bonus for cloud. So can I find this in 20 seconds? Let's see. Led a team of 3 Python data sets. I don't know why that's needed. Developed a dashboard using what? Looker. Okay, Tableau. That's good at least. Analyze statements and ratios of companies using Excel. P&L. Actually, they would probably want P&L. That's actually pretty good. And I'll just read the last one, whatever, because no. So I don't think this is terrible, but you definitely have some places to go. Formatting aside, because again, there's some slight tweaks. This could be bullet pointed. This should be, the little underline shouldn't be there. But I don't know if I'm really looking for lead a team of 11, right? And the problem with this really is, you told me how you got the data. You didn't really tell me what you did with the data. Now, I do know that as an intern, you're not going to have as in-depth stuff, but I still need to know a little bit more about what they did with that data. Like, I don't care about the statistical analysis and data cleaning. I don't know how this is relevant, right? Like, it's okay that you learned how to do it, but I need to see the relevancy. Like, this is the part I care the most about, which is enabling strategic focus on top channels, but you don't tell me enough about that, and I don't understand it. Now, admittedly, maybe there's a language difference, and that's fair. I wish I could speak more languages. I'm actually really impressed when anybody can, because I'm terrible at the language I grew up in. I'm terrible at English, and that's my only language I speak. So I'm actually really impressed when people have like 2, 3, 4, 5 languages. It's always very impressive. But I think even with that, you didn't tell me what this means, right? Like, I need to know, I don't need to know this part. I need to know this part. And this is what I mean by how you solved a problem with data, not what you did with the data, right? The focus is on how you solved the problem. So I need to know more about this because I don't know what enabled strategic focus on top channel means. Developed an interactive dashboard visualizing KPIs. This is good. And trends using Looker. Good. That is one. Studios and Tableau. Good. With data visual techniques and presented findings too. Here's the thing. This is good. I don't know if I care about presented findings. I want to know like how they were able to use that data. Because remember, your job, while getting the data is your job, your job is explaining the data, and you don't really do that very well to me. Analyze financial statement ratios of 500 listed companies using Excel. Solid. And I don't know what DCF is, and I don't really care. P&L, maybe. I've done some P&L stuff before. They may want to see that, but the rest of it, I don't know. Like, again, what are you doing with the data? That's the big thing. You focused on how you got it. Because, and I'm going to imagine that based on what you've done, as you're in school, you're just graduating, your entire focus has been to get the data to be correct, right? You have to make sure it's accurate. And once you get to the corporate world, I don't know how else to say this, is they don't care how you got the data. They just care that you got the data. So you're focusing on how you got it because to you, that's what you've been doing. But once you get to companies, a CEO isn't going to care if you used a bilingual statistical analysis or if you cleaned it. They just want to know that if their product is red, will sales go up or down? So you need to focus on more of how you solve stuff with the data rather than getting the data. And what you also do need is how you explained it to non-technical people. Because again, most of your clients are going to be non-technical. So yeah, you've got actually some of the qualifications, like I think, Excel and all that stuff, but it's not keyword matching. We actually need to see how you did it. So focus a little bit more on what you did with it and how you explained it to non-technical people. And I think that's mainly the stuff you need more than anything else. So that's all I can do for this resume, and that's all for this video. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. If you ever need more help, you can join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST, or at twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter. I'm forgetting my own outro. And please like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate it. Until next time, I'm here to get you ahead of your job search.